Good morning, everyone. If we can go ahead, everyone to make it this way, we're going to get started in a few minutes.
How you doing? Yes, ma'am. You doing okay this morning?
We got plenty of empty seats over here, folks. Come get cozy. I know it's a little chilly out, so let's warm each other up.
You know what? I've got a few people though. You probably would find it when you might be on me to sit. Yeah, I don't particularly call. On the ground? Yeah, absolutely. Everything's in my business. Everything good is in my business. Speaking your name knows this. Yeah, okay. It was. Yeah. Look at that. We'll call it second. Yeah. He's in committee. He's chairing the committee.
Everybody needs this jacket. Green needs to be everybody's new favorite color. So, good morning. Thank you. Thank you for joining us in the Phoenix Arts and Innovation District for this historic moment in our city. The last time, are you going to clap for every sentence? So the last time we were gathered, the mayor, Nat Ford, and I, for an announcement was last October when we were announcing an MOU between Groundwork Jacksonville, the city, and JTA. At that time, JTA and Groundwork had already submitted a federal transportation grant for the Emerald Trail. And woohoo! I am so thrilled to welcome you all here today to celebrate a major victory for that partnership and for our entire community. $147 million from the U.S. Department of Transportation Neighborhood Access and Equity Grant. I know. I think we were the sixth highest amount. I don't want to steal Nat's thunder. Local option gas tax dollars will be used to provide the 20% match in the amount of $36.65 million. So thank you, City Council. It was 5 years ago this month that Groundwork Jacksonville's Emerald Trail Master Plan was adopted by the City Council. We secured private funds to hire the Path Foundation and spent months working with residents and stakeholders to develop the vision for a 30-mile trail that will connect 14 urban neighborhoods to downtown, and that vision is becoming a reality. Today, 40% of the trail is complete, under construction, or in design by Groundwork in the city. These include the Lavilla Link, opening this year, hopefully May 6th. We're targeting May 6th. We're doing everything we can. Hogan Street, which is expected to be under construction mid this year. Hogan's Creek, which is in design and expected to be under construction by 2026. And McCoy's Creek, which is in various stages of construction. And seriously, if you haven't seen it, meanders are beautiful, you guys. The significant commitment already made to the Emerald Trail by the city, Groundwork, and private donors to move this project forward so quickly was critical to our grant rising to the top of a very competitive field. And I want to personally thank Ron Salem, who, we didn't have enough money to get the Lavilla Link started under construction, and he made that happen, even though he said I was bugging him too much. So this grant will fund the design and construction of the remaining 5 segments of the trail. Segment 3, which is the Southwest Connector connecting River 4, the S-Line connector, the 1.3 miles of the S-Line that is unfinished, and that's where we are today. Segment 6, West Side connecting North Riverside, Woodstock, and Robinson's Addition. Segment 7, Northwest connecting Durkeeville, College Gardens, and Newtown. And Segment 8, which is connecting East Side, Phoenix, and Springfield. So the Biden administration's focus on providing funds for underserved communities benefits our work tremendously. We are not only building a trail, we are building community. We are very excited that this grant will also fund neighborhood plans and capacity building for 7 neighborhoods along the trail, including the Phoenix and Brentwood neighborhoods located along the S-Line. Our goal with these plans is that residents will be the architects of their neighborhood's revitalization, providing a guide for public and private investments in housing and economic development to prevent displacement and increase prosperity for long-term residents. It's incredibly important that we make that happen. The pace with which we continue to move this project forward is a testament to the effectiveness of our public-private partnership and the commitment of Mayor Deegan, JTA, the City Council, and Groundwork's many generous private donations. The only thing I'm disappointed in is that I have yet to meet Mayor Pete. And the mayor has now spent 3 different times with him. So darn it, I want to meet that guy. All right, you heard it here. I cannot overemphasize how important private funding has been to our success in moving the trail project forward and how critical that momentum was in our ability to secure this highly competitive grant. I am so thankful to Mayor Deegan, Nat Ford, and Representatives John Rutherford and Aaron Bean for their hard work to secure this monumental grant. As we have been since the beginning, Groundwork is ready to get to work to build the trail. So JTA's experience with federal transportation grants and their federal advocacy experience makes them a great, great partner for us. So it is my pleasure to welcome Nat Ford.
Well, Kay, thank you for that introduction, and good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, let me begin by expressing my heartfelt appreciation to the leaders who have championed this program and this effort for the construction of the Emerald Trail. To the U.S. Department of Transportation, the Federal Transit Administration, they have been instrumental in terms of the JTA's ability to invest in transportation infrastructure throughout Jacksonville, and we need to continue to thank them for their continued support, their trust, and faith in the JTA in this city to deliver. Let me also thank our congressional delegation, Congressman Rutherford and Bean, as well as Senator Scott and Rubio for their support of the Emerald Trail and, frankly, for their ever-present support of the JTA. I'd also like to thank our mayor, Mayor Deegan. She quickly engaged on this effort and this project shortly after taking office last July, and she joined the JTA in Groundwork Jackson, that, I think, historic visit to D.C., where all three entities joined together, traveled to D.C. to advocate for this project and look at the results. Did we win or what? Come on, did we win or what? So thank you, Mayor Deegan. K.E. House and the entire Groundwork Jacks team, without you, this project wouldn't exist. You were the folks who had the vision, the passion around this project. You kept it alive. And then since the passing of the local option gas tax, which originally funded the Emerald Trail, now we have additional funding that will allow us to accelerate the building of these remaining 5 segments. And we, as Kay mentioned, we're under some work right now with segment 3, and we're moving that forward. But these remaining 5 segments will be significantly accelerated because the funding under local option gas tax was over a 30-year period. Now we have all of the funding that would have been slated over that time frame in a much earlier passage of time, and we're able to move forward. Also, speaking of the LOGT program, I'd like to thank the Jacksonville City Council and the former administration for their leadership that really jump-started a great deal of this. Their support in the local option gas tax generated almost $1 billion, nearly $1 billion in funding much-needed drainage repairs, septic tank replacements, road infrastructure projects, as well as upgrades to our transportation needs like the Emerald Trail. So I'm looking back in history as I prepared these remarks. Council President Salem, you were there. Councilwoman Pittman, Carlucci, Councilman Carlucci, thank you for the work. You walked with the JTA hand in hand with the city administration at that time, those long days and nights of public meetings as we advocated with our citizens for this local option gas tax award. This historic grant affirms that the officials at the highest level of government believe in this project. They believe in the city of Jacksonville, its leadership, its future, and our ability to deliver major projects. We've built these relationships over time, staying in constant communication with those decision makers in Washington, D.C. It's critical to have those face-to-face meetings so you breathe life into an application. It's not one-dimensional. It's talking about the people, the culture, the importance of this project. That's what's done when we go to D.C. to meet with these officials who make a determination. And just to give you, Kay touched on some of the facts, but just to give you a perspective, over 686 applications for this pot of funding. $3.1 billion, 686 applications around the country, 132 winners, grant awards out of that program, 132 winners out of the program, and Jacksonville was the 6th highest out of the total pot of funding. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes to the work that has been done to bring this win home. We have a reputation for completing projects. We have a reputation, and we showed a collaboration between government, the private sector, and the nonprofit part of our community. The JTA is proud to participate and be part of this partnership and about what it means for our communities. The Emerald Trail's impact on Jacksonville will resonate for generations to come. Think about the connections to schools, hospitals, universities, and jobs that this project will build. Furthermore, it's helping us revitalize areas of our community, spurring economic growth and improving our quality of life. It will connect transportation options, be it bicyclists and pedestrians, but also connecting our city in terms of what is improving quality of life for our community. The closer we become, the tighter we become, the greater our community will become. The construction alone on these remaining 5 segments, over 1,500 direct and indirect jobs that will be created. So there's an economic benefit from this project beyond the initial investment. We're excited to be on this shared journey with Groundwork Jacks and the city of Jacksonville. Thank you for that opportunity. Together, we are building the transportation, infrastructure, and quality of life that is deserving of our citizens. So with that, I'd like to just close by welcoming up to the stage, to the podium, our mayor, Mayor Donna Deegan. Welcome.
Well, you're going to hear a lot of high-fiving out here today. You're going to hear a lot of the same stuff, but you know what? We're going to say it over and over again because we're so excited. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Nat. Thank you, Kay. Oh, my gosh. What a wonderful, beautiful day we have here in Jacksonville, and an historic milestone for our city. $147 million. That record-setting amount for the Emerald Trail, record-setting amount, is a testament to the power of collaboration, to the power of being Team Jacksonville. That's what we are. All of us are Team Jacksonville. It took a true team effort to win the largest one-time federal grant that Jacksonville has ever received. And there's so much gratitude to go around, so you're just going to have to be patient with me. Kay and Nat, I've got to say, just visionary folks. Kay, I have never seen anybody work harder with more determination. The fact that you raised all that private money and continue to do so is a major reason we got this grant. Nat, you're just the king of grants, I'm just going to say. And I appreciate so much our ongoing partnership. From our joint trip to lobby for this grant in D.C. to our discussions about Jacksonville's future, it's always a pleasure working with you. Council President Salem and the entire City Council for powering the trail's construction. That was visionary in itself with significant local funding and support. Appreciate you so much. Representatives Rutherford, Bean, Senators Rubio and Scott for backing this project unequivocally and supporting this absolutely critical funding. They were all in for anything they could do to help us. Secretary Buttigieg and the U.S. Department of Transportation for believing in Jacksonville. When I met with Secretary Buttigieg, I said, Jacksonville needs to see that you believe in us. We believe in us. You need to see you believe in us. So there's no better way to show that you believe in a city than by all this investment, right? And so I think that was a huge, huge shot in the arm for us, that President Biden, that Secretary Buttigieg, the Department of Transportation believes in Jacksonville. And I want to thank President Biden for empowering cities really like no other president in modern history, and for passing the bipartisan legislation that made this grant possible. There is no understating that, no understating it. I want to thank Mike Langton from Langton Consulting and our, yes, please, yes. And our partners at Becker, who are with us every step of the way when we went to D.C. and have really maintained a huge presence in helping us continue to build these grant applications. Many more coming, y'all. We got a lot more in the pipeline we're hoping to bring home. And all of that really, truly helped to make this win possible and ensuring it's only the start for federal dollars to Jacksonville. The benefits of the Emerald Trail extend to every corner of this community. Every single corner, and they intersect with some of the top priorities of my administration: infrastructure, health, and economic development. Infrastructure isn't just roads and bridges or how we get around. It's also about connecting people and communities. It's one of the biggest goals of this grant, reconnecting neighborhoods that were cut off by transportation infrastructure decisions implemented decades ago. Schools, jobs, medical offices, places of worship. They'll soon be more accessible for those neighborhoods that have been left behind. It's one of the ways we are making good on the broken promises of consolidation. Additionally, the Emerald Trail combined with the Riverfront Park system make up an unprecedented investment in climate mitigation and infrastructure. From restoring McCoy's Creek to trail segments that run along the North Bank and South Bank of the St. Johns River, we are taking this opportunity to address climate risks and to become a more resilient city that'll be a much better city for our children and our grandchildren. As a runner and longtime healthcare advocate, I'm excited about the Emerald Trail's many health benefits too. I imagine the impact when thousands of our citizens are moving their bodies each and every day, whether it's walking, running, biking, rollerblading, skateboarding. Exercise is a big part of living a healthier lifestyle. So let's get folks moving with this. It's going to be fantastic, and it will be safer for pedestrians too. We must close the chapter on being a top 10 city for pedestrian fatalities year after year, and this will go a long way toward that. The Emerald Trail will also bring endless economic development opportunities. New destinations like the one we're at today will be along the trail route. Small business owners will open coffee shops, restaurants, bike stores, and more. Affordable housing will be built nearby. Those investments will build up surrounding neighborhoods in ways that help them grow while preserving their character and their history. I will say that is one thing I've been so impressed with Kay and her team. Her wonderful team at Groundwork. They have made sure that neighborhood voices have always and will continue to have a seat at the table. So thank you, Kay, such an important part. All in all, the Emerald Trail is going to connect our urban core neighborhoods, increase our green space, and literally transform this city. I am very much looking forward to more of the trail being completed and seeing how it will change Jacksonville in so many positive ways. And now I would like to welcome my partner, Council President Salem, up. I know he shares my passion for the Emerald Trail. Thank you, Ron.
I was all happy getting up here until my good friend Nat Ford brought up the debate on the gas tax. Some of us remember those long nights and long days and nights. Let me first of all recognize Councilmember Peluso, who's here, Councilmember Pittman, who was here, Councilmember Carlucci, and I think that's all of them. Are any other council members here? Thank you all for coming as well. And I just before I start my remark, look at this beautiful day. Can you imagine this? Why would you live anywhere else? And after 4 days at the golf tournament, which was just as gorgeous as this, where would you live anywhere else but Jacksonville, Florida, really? Well, as president of the Jacksonville City Council, this vital initiative represents a significant investment in our community's infrastructure, enhancing recreational opportunities, promoting environmental conservation, and fostering economic growth. I commend the collaborative efforts of the Republican Congressional Delegation, the JTA, the Mayor's Office, and Groundwork Jacksonville, Kay, your whole team, in championing this project. The dedication to advancing the Emerald Trail underscores a shared commitment to the well-being as well as the revitalization of the numerous networks of neighborhoods along this trail. The utilization of the local option gas tax funding allocated by my colleagues on the Jacksonville City Council, and I must recognize Councilmember Carlucci and I were a small group of people that really advocated for the $132 million to go towards this project. Kay, you remember those tense moments in the council. Demonstrates prudent physical resources to revitalize transformative projects that benefit residents and visitors. By investing in the Emerald Trail, we are not only enhancing the quality of life for current generations, but we are also laying the foundation for significant economic improvements and a sustainable and vibrant future. In closing, I urge continued support for the Emerald Trail and to uphold the principles of responsible stewardship and civic leadership. Together we can create a legacy of shared prosperity for all the residents of Jacksonville that we call home. Thank you so much, and let me bring up Brian Campbell from Aaron Bean's office.
Good morning. Today marks an extraordinary moment for Jacksonville, a moment that embodies the power of collaboration and shared vision. bring this message from Congressman Bean, who's in Washington today. And like many of us here today, we were around a decade ago when groundwork was formed, and this idea for bringing a series of trails, greenways, and waterways back to life in Jacksonville was conceived. Countless hours of planning, negotiations, and thinking outside of the box have led us to today's incredible celebration. More than $147 million in funding from the U.S. Department of Transportation to fund the Emerald Trail Project represents a pivotal step towards revitalizing the downtown and historic neighborhoods. Building the Emerald Trail, as you've heard, isn't just about building infrastructure, it's about fostering community. It's about fostering connectivity, it's about promoting tourism and creating opportunities for our community. This project has been a labor of love made possible through the tireless efforts of the City of Jacksonville, the JTA, and of course Groundwork Jacksonville, along with many others represented here today. The funding wouldn't be possible without advocacy and support from City Hall to Washington, D.C., from Congressman Aaron Bean, who sits on the House Transportation Infrastructure Committee, Congressman Rutherford, Senator Rubio, and Scott, as you've heard, but also Mayor Deegan, who has been to Washington, as you've heard, multiple times fighting for this funding. And I'm going to go off my script here to just say, this isn't the only thing that the mayor has been up in D.C. fighting for funding. She gave you a little note that there's more to come that she's been fighting for, and I feel pretty confident that your work is going to pay off, Mayor. Together, this collaborative dedication to securing resources for projects like the Emerald Trail demonstrate everyone's commitment to enhancing transportation access, improving safety, and revitalizing our neighborhoods. So today, we stand on the brink of a brighter future in Jacksonville, and as we move forward, let us continue to embrace collaboration, innovation, and community spirit. Thank you all for your unwavering dedication and support. Let's celebrate this milestone and look forward to the incredible journey ahead. And now I'd like to welcome Tony Cho from the Phoenix Arts and Innovation District to say a few words, and thank you for hosting us here in this great space.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mayor Deegan. Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Jacksonville. What an honor to be here as a visitor and now new member of this wonderful, vibrant, diverse, inclusive community of Jacksonville. I came here 5 years ago on a hunch that something was happening in Jacksonville. I'm a pioneer of the Wynwood Arts District in Miami and have been working in underserved communities for over 20 years. And I came here and met with Kelly Rich from SPAR, who said, you got to go check out this district, the Phoenix district, where there's artists living there and there's a vibrant underground culture happening and something is happening in downtown. And I came here and I could feel the energy that was here, and that's what inspired me. And one of the main reasons that I decided to invest time and resources in becoming part of this community was because of this woman in the green jacket over here, because of the Emerald Trail. And it's just, I believe in synchronicities, but when I was giving my first talk on the future of cities, which is my company that aims to impact the lives of 1 billion people through regenerative placemaking, what I talked about was the Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz. And the building behind you, which we just broke ground on, which will be our small business incubator, is called the Emerald Station. So you guys are in a historic, symbolic moment of Phoenix, which is rising from the ashes thanks to all of the collaborators who came here to bring this together. So there's too many people to thank, but I am so grateful that I've been welcomed to this beautiful community of Jacksonville and can be part of Springfield and the revival. And this is becoming a global demonstration project. You're sitting on 8.5 acres, 250,000 feet of existing buildings. The Phoenix behind you, which will be one of the most symbolic, which will be brought back to its original glory. This will be a pedestrian area. This actually was the original place for the Emerald Trail. We're now expanding it to the south. Half of this district will be green space, will be edible landscape. It'll turn a food desert into a food forest, and we're working with the state to get additional funding to make that happen. We will be a demonstration of equity, inclusion, and collaboration in public-private partnership. And I just want to say thank you to the mayor, thank you to the city council, thank you to SPAR, thank you for all of the nonprofits and all the people who have supported us in making us feel welcome, to all of our artists who have been living here in this project, working with us, all the beautiful murals that have happened, and most importantly, to our team, Tanya, and Emily Moody. I think you guys, is Tanya around? Terry Hardiman. We have a local Dynamite Jacksonville team running this project. I'm behind the scenes. I'm here to support them so they can co-create their best outcome to create equity, inclusion. Some of our residents have to take 3 buses to be able to get here. So to get to the nearest supermarket, we want to have a co-op and a supermarket right in the project along the Emerald Trail where we can pick our own fresh fruit. The Naked Kitchen, which is our first food and beverage tenant, is a Springfield local superstar chef couple that are opening in this corner. In 1 year, you'll have food and beverage and restaurants happening here. We're doing events for the community all the time on our own dime, and we're so grateful that this project can be at the forefront of what we're doing in Jacksonville. So thank you so much. We're going to have a reception that Naked Kitchen, which is literally some of the best food in Jacksonville, is going to be catering. So we would love you guys to attend if you want to afterwards to learn more about the project. And that's at 2320 North Liberty. 2404 North Liberty. Hubbard. Oh, we're at Liberty here. This is the Liberty building. 2404 Hubbard. So thank you guys so much. It's such an honor and a privilege to be part of this incredible rising of the Phoenix. Jacksonville symbolically can be the greatest city for small businesses in America. We will not be allowing national fast food chains in our project. This is going to be only local, independent, small businesses and can only do it with your help. So thank you very much. It's a privilege.
Everybody, we're going to do a few minutes of questions on the Emerald Trail.
Yeah, let's do that.
So Nat and I feel bad, so we got to make some corrections or additions. So I would be remiss if I didn't thank my board of directors, who seriously is so incredibly supportive of moi and our project, and also my staff. My staff is so fabulous because they totally buy into this vision that we're all trying to create. And we've expanded the staff, which means we now need more operational funding, by the way. This grant does not pay all of our stuff, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, thank you to my staff, seriously, and thank you to the board of directors.
All right.
She's up here asking for more money.
Yeah, I see that already, Mayor. She's working on the JTA already. But also, I thank you, Kay, for that, because we would not be here as the JTA if it weren't for our board of directors. And I think that whole track record of building confidence with US DOT and the Federal Transit Administration is a testament to their support of this leadership team and giving us the freedom to go an extra mile and go that extra step to secure these funds for our community. So we're joined today by Debbie Buckland. She is the chair of the JTA board, and just wanted to make sure we acknowledged her as well as the rest of the JTA board. Thank you. With that, I think, Phil, we're open for any questions.
We'll do maybe one follow-up question for each of the 3 here. Do we have any media?
Just make it easy.
So you guys mentioned the local option gas tax funding, the $37 million local portion. I know originally when it was passed, I think it was set to fund more than $130 million. So where's that difference of about $100 million going to go towards now? Is there a set for that?
Yeah. I'll take that question. You know, the challenge that we are seeing with the entire list of projects, both on the city side as well as the JTA side, is, and I think everybody is living through this, the inflation and escalation on costs with projects, things of that nature. I think to ensure the full completion of this list of projects that were originally passed with a local option gas tax, that remaining funds stay in the program, and to ensure that the remaining projects, the second St. John's River Ferry, the 10 complete streets projects. There's a number of projects that we want to make sure they get done, and these funds will help with that, as well as be the local match for additional federal funds that we can go after. So in this particular case, the grant allows us to accelerate the Emerald Trail. So.
Yeah, I'll just add that. You know, the local match was a big deal here. The investment from Jacksonville was a big deal. And so I think that's important. But beyond that, you know, there's so much that will go into making this trail a success. It's the maintenance of it. It's the economic development that will happen around it, which we may need to provide some incentive for. So there are all sorts of things to me that have to do with we want this trail to be really the most successful trail in the country. I think the Atlanta Beltline has had something like a 10-to-1 return on investment. We want a return better than that on our trail. So what you're seeing is when you're willing to make the commitment to invest, that brings you in a whole lot more money and opportunity. So if we want this city to continue to move in the direction of being not only the best city for small business, but really the best city in the country, with our amenities that we have here, our beautiful river, our beautiful ocean, all those things that were natural beauty, our wonderful neighborhoods that have been left behind for so long, we need to continue to make sure those funds are available. So I'm with Nat on that. I hope that we'll continue to let those funds do what they do.
So 3 years ago yesterday, the late Tommy Missouri asked,
Oh, you're going to do that to me today? Okay, no, it's okay. No, it's all right. It's all right.
if not now, when? I think we were out on the west side. If not now, when, in terms of investing in Jacksonville? What made these last 3 years, for all three of you, the time to really collaborate and allow for public-private partnerships, and how will that help Jacksonville going forward as there's future projects?
Can I say something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
So it hasn't just been the last 3 years that we have been collaborating with the city. We've been formally partners with the city on this project since 2018. So remember, it was Lenny Curry's administration that took us on as a partner. It was the previous council that supported this. Mayor Deegan, before she was mayor, supported us. And so to have her be mayor now is incredible. But I just wanted to say that before she answers.
Yeah, I just want to say that collaboration is always the way. I mean, how long have you heard me preaching that, right? So this is not something new. The only way we are ever going to be successful as a city is if we collaborate with each other and we work as a team. So I think this was a natural, because we all are so passionate about these issues and the issues that help Jacksonville. But when you have a mayor and a private entity and a council and and legislators on the federal level that all recognize what this does to lift our city together, put politics aside and you can say, let's do everything we can do to lift our city. It's all about being Team Jacksonville, like I said.
How does that help Jacksonville going forward, the lessons from this collaboration?
Well, I mean, how does it not? I mean, you get the largest grant in the city's history. Hopefully that is going to be muscle memory for us going forward on how to do things the right way.
Can I say something? You know, I referenced those gas tax debates a few years ago, and getting the $132 million that the city council carved out for the Emerald Trail was quite a lot of work. And as I mentioned, Councilman Carlucci was there, I was there, Councilman Pittman was there, and we worked very hard to do that. It was very important to us to carve those dollars out for the Emerald Trail. At that point, it was more of an idea, and it wasn't where it is today, but we saw the foresight to do that.
One more question.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a little bit about the point of restoring food deserts. I know Michelle mentioned here is one area that we'd like to convert into food forest. Are there any other neighborhoods that y'all are looking at that you feel is a good spot to try and bring more stores, more businesses to kind of restore more food availability in other food deserts?
So one of our goals is to have urban farms along the trail, and what we're doing now is kind of looking for that land. There is a property owner on this side of town that was open to leasing to an urban farm or an acre to do that. So that's one of our visions, right, is how do we bring that kind of not like fresh local food to people, but that won't be something Groundwork's doing. That will be in partnership with others. And so part of the neighborhood planning effort will touch on that, right? It's what do the neighborhoods want for their, what do they see for their future and their vision, and incorporating those into that planning effort, and then making sure the city, developers, everybody and their brother is committed to intentionally making those plans become a reality.
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Who has the champagne?
We're gonna do one group photo with you all. Okay.